परमं प्रविष्टावप्तिदसज्जनानां निखिलगुणगणानो नित्यनिर्मुक्तदोषः सरसिजनयनोऽसौ श्रीपतिं मानदूर्णः धर्मविज्ञानवैराग्यपरमैश्वर्यशालिनः आनन्दतीर्थभगवत्पादान् वन्दे निरन्तरम्। नमोस्तु तात्विका देवाः विष्णुभक्तिपरायणाः धर्ममार्गे प्रेरयन्तु भवन्तः सर्व एव। यस्य वा कामधेनुं न कामितार्थान् प्रयच्छति सेवेतं जययोगीन्द्रं कामवानच्छिदं सदा आपादमौलिपर्यन्तं गुरूणाम् आकृतिं स्मरेत् तेन विघ्नाः प्रणश्यन्ति सिद्ध्यन्ति च मनोरथाः। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम्। ಕಳೆದ ಬಾರಿ ಧರ್ಮದ ವಿಷಯದಲ್ಲಿ 2 ತಿಂಗಳು ಧರ್ಮದ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಅಂತನ್ನುವ ಒಂದು ವಿಷಯ, ಧರ್ಮದ ಮಹತ್ವ ಅಂತನ್ನುವ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ವಿಷಯ. ಈ 2 ವಿಷಯಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸಂಕ್ಷೇಪದೊಳಗೆ ಚರ್ಚೆಯನ್ನು ಈ 2 ತಿಂಗಳು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ಧರ್ಮದ ವಿಷಯದಲ್ಲೇನೆ ಯಾರ್ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಏನೇನು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳಿವೆ ಆ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳನ್ನು ನೀವು ಕೇಳಿದಂತೆ ಅವುಗಳಿಗೆ ಉತ್ತರವನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಕಾರಣ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಕಳೆದ ಬಾರಿ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಅನೇಕರು ಅನೇಕ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಕೇಳಿದಿರಿ. ಆ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಕೆಲವು ಇರಲೆವೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತನ್ನೋ ಹಾಗೆ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸಿಂಗ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಸಿಗ್ನಿಫಿಕೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ನೆಸೆಸಿಟಿ ಆರ್ ದ ರೆಲೆವೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಧರ್ಮ. ಸೊ ಅವುಗಳನ್ನು ಇರಲೆವೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಉತ್ತರವನ್ನು ಕೊಡಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ವರ್ಷ, ಈ ತಿಂಗಳು, ಈ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿವಸ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರ್ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಏನೇನು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳಿವೆ ಅವುಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳಿಗೂ ಧರ್ಮದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಏನೇ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳಿದ್ದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಆ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಉತ್ತರ ಕೊಡುವ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನವನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರತಿ ಸಲವೂ ಒಂದು ಮಾತು ತಿಳಿದುಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಉತ್ತರ ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ನಾನು ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥವಲ್ಲ. ದೇವರು, ಗುರುಗಳು ಅವರನ್ನು ಕೊಡುವರು. ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಚರ್ಚೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ ನಿರ್ಣಯವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವುಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಎಷ್ಟು ತಿಳಿದುಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇವೋ ಗುರು ಅನುಗ್ರಹದಿಂದ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವು ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಕೆಲವು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳಿಗೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಉತ್ತರ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ತದೆ, ನಾವು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೌದು ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸ್ತದೆ. ಅದರ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನಂದರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ತದೆ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅವುಗಳ ಚರ್ಚೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡುವ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನವನ್ನು ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಇದೆ ಅವರು ಮೊದಲು ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಯನ್ನು ಕೇಳಿ ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಚರ್ಚೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗೋಣ. ಯಾವ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಕಾಮನ್ ಆದ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅಂತ ಏನೋ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆದಂತಹ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಇದೆ, ಅಂತಹ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಚರ್ಚೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡುವುದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಅಂತಹ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಕೇಳಬೇಕು. ಇದು ಮಾಡುವುದು ಧರ್ಮವೋ ಅಲ್ಲವೋ, ಇದು ಸರಿಯೋ ತಪ್ಪೋ, ಹೀಗೆ ನಾವು ಹೇಳುವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಕೂತಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಆ ತರಹದ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಯನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕಾಮನ್ ಆಗಿ ಫಿಲಾಸಫಿ ಆಫ್ ರಿಲಿಜನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಫಿಲಾಸಫಿ ಆಫ್ ರಿಲಿಜನ್ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಬೇರೆಯೇ ವಿಷಯ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ರಿಲಿಜನ್ ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಫಿಲಾಸಫಿ ಆಫ್ ರಿಲಿಜನ್. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಟು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಫಿಲಾಸಫಿ ಆಫ್ ರಿಲಿಜನ್, ದ ಟೆನೆಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಫಿಲಾಸಫಿ ಆಫ್ ರಿಲಿಜನ್. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಆ ವಿಷಯಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳು ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಇದ್ದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಕೇಳಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಒಬ್ಬರು ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಉಳಿದವರು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. You can ask him in English also.
No. In the Mahabharata there is an incident where Dronacharya is asking for the thumb of Ekalavya. And our idea of a guru and what happens, the demand of the thumb. Originally he was refused all instruction because he was of a lower caste. Somehow because of his love for archery and his great respect for Dronacharya and his ability in archery in teaching it, he makes a small little statue of Drona. I need not explain. There is nobody here who does not know Mahabharata. So I do not want to carry quotes to you guys in a way. But I am myself a teacher and I am trying to be a guru. There is a word of difference between the two. So Dronacharya is an ideal for us. And the idea of guru and the idea of whatever dakshina he wants from him appears disproportionate. Now we are talking about Dharma here. Now from the purely dharmic point of view, Dharma is something which supports us. If from that point of view, it is very difficult to come to understand. It appears to be very harsh and cruel. Now there is something else happening later, and Arjuna should be supported if he is given this archery, and he will outshine. Arjuna said, no, I am not getting into what happens later. But purely from the dharmic point of view and our idea of a guru, I have never come to understand there is something here which appears to be wrong. And I have asked this in many platforms, in many lectures. And I have not been able to be convinced of it. I am being very honest. Now, I would like you to throw some light on this, so that what may not work, there may be a little more clarity may be there. Our idea of Dharma, our idea of Guru, and the idea of a disciple being almost punished. How far he is right, how far he is, I don't know. Please, if you can throw light on that and enlighten us. So I highly grateful.
Coincidentally, the very topic was dealt by me in Thane today. Here, 1, 2, 3, they were there among the audience. I talk on Mahabharata. So it has come in Adi Dharma. There I have done. If we try to understand the history of Ekalavya, the complete history of Ekalavya till his death, from birth to death, and the prior birth, fortunately, Mahabharata not deals only with one birth of any character in Mahabharata. It deals with the prior birth and the post birth. So Purva Janma and the next Janma. So when Mahabharata deals with such things, unlike any other history in the world. No history deals with its characters from previous months or to the next month. It only deals with Nehru, Gandhi, or Buddha, or any Alexander. It is only 1 month. Here, who was Ekalavya and what was his complete history? If we try to understand this, I think our doubts will be dispelled. The Ekalavya was one among, or not one, but a leader of a demons, a group of demons. And that group of demons is called as Krodhavasha. Krodhavasha is as you know, Dhanma, Daitya, Yatudhana, Pishacha, Rakshasa. Similarly, there is a group which is called as Krodhavasha. We come across such groups in Mahabharata which are named as Kalakeya and so on. So these are Krodhavasha Daityas. The leader of the Krodhavasha Daitya is called as Maniman. It is not cooked. It is all there in the Mahabharata. It appears in Harivamsha. It is there in all other Puranas also. Everything is there. So he is Maniman. It is not my interpretation, but it is the interpretation of Harivamsha or Mahabharata or Bhagavata itself. So the group is called as Krodhavasha. The leader is called as Maniman, and Maniman took the incarnation in the form of Ekalavya. This is the original structure of this whole is like that. One. Secondly, according to his own character, his history, his story is absolutely full of blunders, full of cruelty, crimes, sins. He belonged to Nishada. As you rightly said, he belonged to Nishada. So he is called as Nishadi. It is true. But what he does, I tell you, he was the great supporter to the Jarasandha and Narakasura. He was the great supporter of Jarasandha and Narakasura. What Jarasandha wanted to do, he wanted to behead 22,800 Rajas and Rajakumaris, princes. He wanted to behead those Rajas in the name of Shiva, in the name of Shankara. It is there in Mahabharata, it is there in Harivamsha, it is there in Bhagavata also. So to avoid that, Krishna instigated rather or inspired, initiated Bhima to kill him. So Jarasandha was slain. Then Krishna himself went to Narakasura and he killed him because he wanted to kill or spoil the 16,100 women, girls rather, whom Krishna married in turn, Gopikas. So, Narakasura and Jarasandha were close friends, and the Ekalavya was great support to this Jarasandha. In Harivamsha, in Mahabharata, in Bhagavata, repeatedly, they used to come with Ekalavya as their support. They used to come with Ekalavya. And ultimately Balarama killed Ekalavya. So Ekalavya was a great terrorist. In those days, he was a great terrorist. So he was depicted in such fashion. And if we understand this point, he was against the Dharma. But he wanted to have the bravery or the knowledge of the archery, and therefore he knew that no one was there to beat Dronacharya in knowledge. So he came and approached Dronacharya. Fortunately, Drona was knowing his background and he said, I won't teach you. I won't teach you. What he didn't teach, it is only the Brahmastra and nothing else. He didn't teach Brahmastra. Brahmastra was only should be given to, according to Drona, to the good people only. Because terrorists would misuse all these things. So, and therefore when the Ekalavya was a sinner, a criminal of Nishada, and he was the support of Jarasandha and Narakasura. He came 18 times to fight with Krishna, not once, twice. 18 times he came with Narakasura, Jarasandha. Hausa Dibika, they were also the enemies of Krishna. They were also supported by Ekalavya. And big history, big stories there. So, knowing all these things, Dronacharya said, I won't teach you. In the beginning. When he started learning for himself, having a murti, having an idol of Dronacharya, when he started studying that, when Dronacharya came to know that with my blessings, he thinks that with my blessing he is having this knowledge. He considers that he is my student, my Shishya. He said, you give me Guru Dakshina. Very tricky thing. Very tricky thing. Dronacharya asked his finger. When Dronacharya asked his finger, then Ekalavya thought in this line that he said, if Dronacharya asks for this finger, he will be defamed. Ignominy will be there on the part of Dronacharya. Every person blames Dronacharya and not me. If I don't succeed in battle or war, it is only, people will think that it is only because of Dronacharya. Thinking all these things in his mind, he thought that let me give this finger to Dronacharya. If I donate this as a Vetana and not as Guru Dakshina, Dronacharya says it is Vetana. It is as a salary you should give it to me. I demand. Dakshina cannot be demanded. Vetana can be demanded. I am asking from you this as Vetana. I demand this. Therefore, the Dronacharya asked for his finger and Ekalavya gave it to Dronacharya. It is just to curb his arrogance, curb his criminal mind, to prevent him from doing the blunders, disaster in the whole world. This is the background for accepting or demanding the thumb.
So it is not, there is no doubt about it. It is Dharma. Absolutely.
We can say it is absolutely a good dharma, great dharma. By this, Drona thought to protect thousands and lakhs of people. By cutting the thumb of Ekalavya, a terrorist, I can save, I can protect thousands and lakhs of good people. So he demanded. There may be 1% of adharma, no doubt. But that doesn't prevent Dronacharya, that did not prevent Dronacharya from demanding. Because he was very clear in his mind that this will prevent him from killing lakhs and lakhs of people. That was the idea. And that too, mingling with Jarasandha and Narakasura. Jarasandha and Narakasura. Had it been only for the dharma, for the sake of dharma, if Ekalavya was killing people, it was accepted. Dharmyadhi uddhat shreyonge kshatriyasya na vidyate. But he was supporting Jarasandha and Narakasura. That was not allowed. That was a criminal thing. That is why he has demanded the thumb.
Because the basic idea is between dakshina and wages. Just now Swamiji said dakshina and wages. Now this idea is something different from our conventional idea of dakshina.
Yeah, there is no time to be.
No, when we talk of wages, we think of a worker. And when we talk of wages, we think of a worker who has done his job and therefore he must be paid. Now from a guru's point of view, because he has Ekalavya considers him to be a guru. And then this is something which doesn't go with him.
In spite of all these things, dakshina or wages or salary or this and that, whatever it is, the purpose behind demanding this is something else. It is not for his personal. See, by cutting his thumb, he is not getting anything. He is preventing greater crimes. He is trying to prevent greater crimes. That was the idea.
To that extent he is supporting Dharma. To that extent he is supporting Dharma. I mean Drona.
Yeah, naturally.
A small injustice can be...
Yes, absolutely.
Right. Am I right?
If the police
a small injustice can be justified. Because it prevents the larger injustice.
Injustice and supporting the government. Exactly. Right, sir?
Yeah, sure.
Manteenado ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಏನು ಕೇಳಿ?
As if that Ekalavya demanded that he can Arjuna is not, he will become superior to Arjuna.
Yes.
Is there anything? One thing is in Mahabharata, or is only to public interpretation?
No, it is there in Mahabharata. It appears in the Mahabharata. I don't deny it. But the ulterior motive of Dronacharya was this. The thought process behind this demanding is that it is not just Arjuna's compulsion or Arjuna's coercion which made Dronacharya demand this.
Dronacharya demanded what? Dronacharya's mind, whether he will become superior to Arjuna. Was there something in Dronacharya's mind?
No, it was not. It was not. Absolutely it was not.
So there is one question. The question, the demand or dakshina, both of them do not fit into this situation. Why? Because dakshina can be demanded, in fact they cannot be demanded, or rather let us say can be justified if Guru has taught him something. Dronacharya has not taught him anything. He cannot demand as wages. Why? Because he has not learned any service to him. He has learned that what you call the proficiency or a higher thing or in archery on his own.
What from dedication?
Dedication to what? Dedication to the art itself. Not the Guru has not taught him. Neither has Ekalu rendered any service to him. So the question of dakshina or wages, don't you think they are irrelevant in this context?
Very good. Very good. Had there been Arti Bhakti along with Ekalavya would have been referred to Bhakti and took the decision in this way. Unfortunately, he didn't have Bhakti around him. But when Drona demanded, Ekalavya readily gave it. What made him give? If there is no service from Dronacharya, if there is no teaching or Upadesha from Dronacharya, neither Ekalavya was thinking that Drona was Guru for him, then why he demanded? Alright, he demanded, but why he should give?
Because he considered Drona to be the Guru.
Oh, fine. That is the basic question. That is the basic answer for this. Because, see, Guru is of two types. Guru is of two types. Sannihita Shishya, there are in Shastra, it is said like Sannihita Shishya and Asannihita Shishya. Sannihita Shishya, people, the students who is in proximity. Asannihita Shishya who is not in proximity, who is not in vicinity. Both are Shishyas, Sannihita and Asannihita. I consider Satyadhyana as my Guru. I consider Raghavendra Swami is my Guru. How Raghavendra Swami could be Guru? How he can be Guru?
Distance education.
Exactly.
No distance education. There is no distance education.
No. It is distance education. It is distance. If one person is accepted, another person as Guru, he must be considered as Guru. And he has every right to demand, every right to command, every right to say, you follow this, you don't follow, you do this and you don't. So absolutely.
Therefore it is dakshina.
Therefore it is dakshina.
There is no wages here.
No wages.
No. But Dronacharya asked for wages. Mahabharata clearly says.
No sir, you can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways.
Yeah, absolutely. Correct. I can agree.
Can it not be called as royalty?
Royalty is something else.
Here, what happened?
In a way, it can be.
What happened? Dronacharya, with all his humility, he said, you give me vetan. It was his grace. It is his gracefulness. It was his humility. Nothing other than the humility.
No, sir.
He says, you consider me Guru, and therefore you should give me to dakshina. But I don't consider that I have done something miraculous to you, therefore you give me just as a vetana. It is enough for me.
Yes, sir. You said one word.
Let us go to that.
I am coming to the end of it because we have had enough of it. Because the idea of humility of Drona.
Yeah.
Now we'll discuss that later on. This is an endless topic, sir. This will not end now.
No.
I am not going to complete.
It can be ended today.
Today this will end. Tomorrow again we'll discuss another aspect.
Yes, obviously.
But Mahabharata will be eternal.
Mahabharata is
particular part.
But the doubts are not endless.
Just one point. Just one point and I am ending.
Yeah.
Humility of Dronacharya is a new idea to me because you have said it. So far I was thinking of arrogance. From the point of view of Guru, because he was siding with Arjuna and he did not want, this is the conventional understanding of the government's understanding of Mahabharata. Aam Aadmi, if I can use that word, is that because he loved Arjuna much more and he wanted him to outshine and later on win Mahabharata war. He did not want this man to outshine and do better than him. This was a conventional idea. So, coming from that idea, from the common man's point of view, I am not disputing your idea with humility, I am not such. Our conventional idea is that Dronacharya is a little arrogant after siding with him, and therefore the humility of Dronacharya is something new we will think of it. Thank you very much.
The very fact that Mahabharata refers to the word Vedana shows the great humility on the part of Dronacharya, which we have got to accept. Whether those ideas, he was a criminal, therefore he wanted to snub him, all these ideas may be cooked by me, but may be cooked by me, it is not cooked. Because there are a number of instances in Harivamsha, in Mahabharata, in Bhagavata. I am not just conjuring, but all these things are there appearing in Mahabharata or Harivamsha. But as far as the humility is concerned, Dronacharya says it is Vedana.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. I am very grateful.
So, the very word, I will conclude, very word Vedana shows that he was so humble as far as the Ekalavi is also concerned. He didn't demand Dakshina, but he said, I want Vedana. It is there in Mahabharata, I will just show it to you for the reference.
Because Vedana meaning
We will switch on to other topic.
there is no humility, I will tell you. In case of Vedana, I do this, you have to give me.
It's your right.
Huh?
It's your right.
It is my right. It becomes Vedana is something is a right. I do something. Anyway, those people who are there is a minimum wages act of 1952 now present day. Meaning it is a right. It is a right. Vedana.
You cannot deny it.
And I will tell you one more thing. I have. It is I got a 9. Not only that, it is to be paid by a definite date. It is meaning when the date is.
Sorry, you are stretching too much. It is not date. It is not time.
I will tell you.
It is not punching.
I am coming to the point.
It is not going against district court, high court, or this and
No,
that.
I am coming to the point.
It is not constitutional. Don't stretch to that extent.
No.
I know.
No.
I will answer to your question. I will answer the question. When you said that Vedana, there is a sense of right. The sense of right. Good. sense of right never contains any arrogance. Sense of right may have one more aspect of necessity or a need. It is not arrogance. On the contrary, you are my master, I am your servant. There is a question of arrogance. Whereas dakshina, the word dakshina itself, dakshina is you have to give me dakshina and I am going to uplift you spiritually. ನಾನು ಉದ್ಧಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ನೀನು ದಕ್ಷಿಣ ಕೊಡು ನಾನು ದಕ್ಷಿಣ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ನೀನು ಉದ್ಧಾರ ಆಗುತ್ತದೆ. There is an element of arrogance here in dakshina, the concept of dakshina, not in the wages. You are my master, I am your servant, so pay me. There is a need, there is a necessity, there is a I compel, I demand, I compel, but there is no arrogance. Let us not.
It's a question of right. It's a right.
Right is there. Right is there.
It's a right.
It is right is there because he has considered him as guru. Therefore, there is a right. Definitely, there is a right. The sense of right is there.
The right is on the part of this man, Eklavya.
No. He considered him as his guru, and therefore, according to Eklavya, it is the right of Dronacharya to accept anything from or demand anything from me. And therefore, as you think that I am your guru, I didn't know. And I didn't employ spies to understand that you are my shishya and you have received knowledge from me. No spy. You have told me
Honest.
that
He is honest. Eklavya is honest.
yeah, honest, absolutely honest. And therefore, depending on that honesty, the statement of honesty, he said, it is my right. It is my right.
The better word is assertive. Right.
No, sir.
Assertive.
Then when there comes, there is an element of right on the part of the one who does it. It's beside it.
It was assertive.
Assertive what?
See, one thing I wanted to tell, as in the beginning itself I made a statement saying that I don't deny that there is 1% of flaw on part of Dronacharya. I never said that he is flawless. I didn't say that. So you need not take it to the Supreme Court and the International Court and say that it is all against Nishadas or against Negroes and blacks and this and that. No, sir. But the thought process of Dronacharya behind its demand is something else that we have to appreciate depending on or understanding the contention of Mahabharata and Adhibhusha. That was the basic idea. Whether it is Dakshina or whether it is Vedana, ultimately he lost his thumb. That is a fact. No point in discussing whether it is Dakshina or Vedana. It is immaterial. But losing this thumb was necessary or was necessitated because he was a criminal man and supporting the Jarasandha and Anakasandha. And therefore Dronacharya accepted this. Even after giving this, he didn't stop supporting Jarasandha. He didn't stop. Yadi shishyosi me veera, you say you are my student. You say you are my student because the idol was appeared there. It was kept there. So you Etanam Priyatam Nama. Ekavamyastu Takshatva Priyamano Pravidam Kim Prayachami Bhagavan Adhyamayatanam Guru Nahi Kinchitadeyame Burave Brahmavittava Anushtotiyatam Shikrobudyata Arjuna Duryodhana Shivimata. So it is according to, that is why I said, it is according to Dronacharya, it was Etana, and the nomenclature is depending on the absolute humility on the part of Dronacharya. And it was not needed. Why it was needed? It is only because to prevent some crisis from it. And it is something like, as he said, conventionally it is known as, it is to side Arjuna, it is to highlight him, it is to bring him to limelight, and so on. It is the convention. If we understand the whole story as a totality, then we can understand why Dronacharya made this demand.